Hey guys! Sidecrafter here. Today, I am back in the roll call area to do the roll call for Spice and Wolf. So for today's roll call, I am going to be going through Spice and Wolf, obviously, which has 2 original seasons, and then it has a reboot of which I haven't fully finished yet. I'm halfway through episode 22 at the moment, so about 3.5 episodes to go. So making decent progress. I'm hoping to have this finished before I actually start on the original Spice and Wolf season. However, that's not what today's about. Today is about the characters from Spice and Wolf. And we're going to start off with probably our most important character of the entire show. We have Hollow. She's a wolf spirit that can take a human form, but is also a giant wolf, if that makes any sense. Hollow is voiced by Ami Koshinizu, and Ami here has also voiced Yuri from Death Note, which, if I remember her correctly, No, she's not that character. That's Naomi that I was thinking of. I love how, whenever I think of Death Note, that's a character that comes across my mind, because I don't remember Yuri at all. I'm pretty sure she must have been, a death at some point, though. Next, we have Ruko Matoi from Kill la Kill. I haven't seen it yet. I have no clue on this. I don't want spoilers about it either. I like to go into my content as blind as possible. Kill la Kill, or just from the poster, seems wild. Oh yeah, and the specials are canon as well. Gotta remember that detail. Tranquility Girl from Konosuba Season 3, which also I haven't seen yet. It's not gonna be a while until I watch either of these 2 anime on the list, but I am looking forward to both of them. Kate Takenomiya from Prison School, which does include Mad Wax, so I'm gonna quickly switch off that. Yang Xiaolong from Ruby Ice Queendom. Another show I want to watch as soon as possible. I don't know if it's ever going to get a season 2 or anything like that. It feels like it might. Well, they are in, the team behind this, Rooster Teeth, are in production for Volume 10. But that's a topic for a completely different video. Shola Gorgon from Soul Eater Not. Soul Eater Not is a bizarre spin-off because it's not separate from the timeline, it's during the timeline. It's weird because there's moments that happen in Soul Eater Not that also happen in Soul Eater. Or it's they reference something that's going on at the exact same moment as something else in the original, in this spin-off. But that's the last one I have for Hollow's voice actor, Amy, here. Moving on to our next character. We have the main boy, Craft Lawrence. There's details about this guy that we'll get into during the podcast episodes, but it's not really aimed at him. It's more aimed at another character, but it involves him. Anyway, Craft is voiced by Jun Fukuyama, and Jun has also voiced Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom, of which I don't know. There's apparently a movie coming out for Assassination Classroom that is a canon movie because it takes the details the anime didn't cover and puts it all into one movie. So I'm curious I'm curious about that, and I feel like Jun Fukuyama coming back to voice Koro Sensei is a good fit, because he's the voice of Koro Sensei. An amazing character through and through. As much as he's evil, he's nice. In fact, he's more nice than evil, pretty much. Bundo Rokuro from Demen Wonderland. Shinra Kishitani from Dora. All of it. Including the specials, but I don't think I included the specials in this. Because even though they're canon, it just adds too much bloat. Soldier number 66 from Nichiju. And lastly, Sean Chorizo from Sakamoto Desuga, which I am looking forward to this one. This is probably going to be the coolest anime I'll ever watch. as it's about a character that they try to find faults in them and they just can't. But moving on to our next character, we're getting away from our main characters and we're going to talk to Chloe. And Chloe is voiced by Kaori Nazuka, and Kaori has also voiced Kita Soma from the original Fruits Basket, but not the 2019 version. Mai Taniyama from Ghost Hunt, she was the main protagonist. Aru from Konosuba Explosive and Legend of Crimson, which I still don't know if it actually is canon or not. It feels like it is, but it also could not be. It's very weird. Yui Kotagawa from To Love Ru, which that one's still up on the air on if I cover it or not, because not to be the person that discriminates against anime, but I don't think I would like this one. Christina Wako Yamato from New Game, which is this the first? Oh no, this isn't the first ever mention of New Game, but New Game was such a random pick of mine, and it's such a good anime. And lastly, Tsubaki Nakasukasa from Soul Eater, which is the original, unlike Soul Eater Not, but also Soul Eater Not gets included because she does appear in it. Moving on to our next character. He's shady. He's someone you shouldn't trust. He's Zeren. Not to be confused with the band Zen from Charlotte. Zeren here is voiced by Daisuke Namikawa. And Daisuke has also voiced Greto Avaro from Bakuno. And also the OVA, because timeline shenanigans is plentiful. Dix for Dix from Demachi Seasons 3 and 4. Natsuko Anasui from JoJo Part 6. All 3 parts of it. I'm just going to call him by his nickname because I don't want to mispronounce his first name. Joe from Prison School. And obviously Mad Wax. And Taizo Matamitsu from To Love Ru as well. Only small sections of it though, apparently. Our next character, who is Wise, I think it's pronounced. Not to confuse with Weiss from Ruby, but Weiss here is voiced by Eiji Hanawa, and Eiji has also voiced Shingo Midou from Death Note, a whole bunch of characters from Monster, including Herbert Knopf. I'm gonna butcher German names now. Oh no. Constantine, Ida's lover, Bodyguard B, Peter, and Dr. Noor from Monster. That is a whole lineup there. You could tell the story had a budget. It's when you get one voice actor to play literally 6 characters. And lastly, for Weiss' voice actor, Nicolo from Attack on Titans Season 4, or the final season. I find it easy to call it Season 4, even though it is the final season. Saves on syllables. The end of the anime for Attack on Titan was so disappointing. And then there was a movie that was released that's what if the characters were modern and Mikasa was a goth, which is bizarre. It's a bit bizarre seeing that. Well, I haven't actually seen the movie, but it's a bit bizarre hearing of that. I have seen pictures of the 3 characters in the modern world, so it is a bit bizarre. Next up, we have Malhite, and Malhite is voiced by Hochu Otsuka, and Hochu has also voiced Haruya Shiki from Durarara. He only, he makes a more prominent appearance in, the second season, but he does appear in the first season, canonically. His first introduction is in the first season, and everyone seems to forget that slight detail. The maid cafe manager from Kanagi, which I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like it's gonna be crazy. It has crazy in the title. Soldier number 8 from Nichiju, Kyo Okoga from Pokemon, Abraham Gray from Angels of Death, Shiro Kita from Neon Genesis Evangelion, which I think is going to be the oldest anime I watch in all the anime I have seen, because I think it was the 80s this one came out in. I don't know exactly, but there are references, Evangelion. And lastly, the little demon from Soul Eater, in what was clearly a Twin Peaks reference every time we see that little demon. Moving on to our next character. We're not going to get many repeat characters in this because a lot of the voice actors, we don't get double voice actors because of different seasons, because the voice actors from the original actually came back for the reboot. Now, this character is Lemurio or Remerio, depending on which season or which version you watch. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Remerio. Remerio is voiced by Hazumi Golda, and Hazumi has also voiced Yamamoto from Higurashi Rei, which is, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that's the coma. I think it's the coma timeline, like the coma story, which is like the point of the story that is like semi-canon, and then it leads into Kira, which is totally not canon. It is usually like basically fan fiction for the sake of it. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on. My next character, who is Martin Liebert. We only get, I think we only get Martin's name in the reboot for Spice and Wolf, though, which is interesting. It's an interesting thing that they withheld it in the original, probably because of how much of a, not really like an unnecessary character, but like sort of a main side character, if you will. Martin is voiced by Kenyu Horiichi. Kenyu has also voiced Barazo Mankanshoku from Kill la Kill, and also the specials. Taiyang Xiaolong from Ruby Ice Kingdom, which I am looking forward to watching this one, as a big fan of Ruby. Tosa no Tengu from Rosario to Vampire Kapu 2, and Matthew McHone from Spy Family Season 2. Fun fact, you actually are not supposed to pronounce the X in titles that are like Spy X Family. It's just Spy Family. Much like Hunter Hunter. Even though it's written with an X in the middle, you're just supposed to say Hunter Hunter. And everyone just knows, like, everyone here, like, everyone outside of Japan just knows it as, like, Hunter X Hunter, which they abbreviate to HXH, which is funny to think about. They're abbreviating an incorrect abbreviation, basically. Again, I'm getting derailed. Let's move on to our next character, because this is going to be rather quick. Our next character is Jacob Tarantino. Do not confuse his last name with the one with the foot fetish. But Jacob is voiced by Shinpachi Suji, and Shinpachi has also voiced Lingering Duglinikoff. Oh my gosh. Man, I get to butcher every name in the languages. I butchered German earlier, and now I'm butchering Russian. I feel bad for that. But yeah, from Durara X2 Shusho, in like a singular scene. Nuncio Pericolo from JoJo Part 5. Dojima from Kaiju number 8 as well, which again is another one on my future list of new anime to watch. Moving on to our next character, we have a quick and short one here. We have Fermi Amati. So Fermi is voiced by Seiko Chiba, and Seiko Chiba has only one other role from any of the list on my anime, and that is Ruby Tojo from Rosario to Vampire and Capital 2 as well. It's so small that we can quickly move on to my next character, Mark Cole. Mark, well, he's just a friendly merchant in the same plot line as Fermi from earlier. So I tried to group these characters based on plot, like arcs, which is rather easy to do because not gonna have characters showing up along the way, sort of thing. But yeah, Mark is voiced by Rikiya Koyama, and Rikiya has also voiced Shuji Nakawa from Durara. Not making an appearance in the show, but does show up in Tenenketsu. Kosen Johi Saibo or Themic from Cells at Work. Genjiro Shiragami from Actually I Am, which is a fun little one. It's a fun one where it's like all the girls in this main character's life has like a secret. Will A. Sepeli from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood. Yes, I go deep even for stuff that I'm not even going to cover on the podcast. Hoshina's father from Kaiju number 8. Peter Gergens from Monster. The episode 5 narrator or onomatopoeia from Nichiju. I do want to try to find a photo for that, but I couldn't. So it'd just be the blank narrator thing that I do. Dr. Doc from Pokemon. How reductive of a name that is. What's your name, Doctor? You said it. What? And Shinigami from Soul Eater. I still can't get over Dr. Dog. That is such a that is a silly name. But we gotta get to some more characters. Our next character is, well, depending on the version that you watch, it's Iwalanto or Ilanto. Or Ilant, I think. So the voice actor for Lanto is Kaoru Sasajima, and I could not find anything from my own personal list of anime of like what I've watched or plan to watch for this voice actor. So for Kaoru, she's also voiced Shinobu Kagawa from Detective Conan. Yep, I decided to go with Detective Conan. Which is funny because the English title is Case Closed. Let's get to our next one. Our next character, again, different versions of names for this character. In the old version, his name is Guy Bartos. In the reboot, it's like it's Guy Bartos, I think it is. Anyway, Guy is voiced by Susumu Akagi, and Susumu has also voiced, well, nothing from my list of anime once again, but he has voiced Lindsay Nix from Violet Evergarden, that is one I wouldn't mind watching at some point. I've heard so much about it and it's just like, it'd be a worthwhile watch. But moving on to our next character, who does have some more, like, characters. We have Dean Rubens. Don't confuse her last name with the sandwich. And also, she much rather be called Diana. So I'll call her Diana. Diana is voiced by Akeno Watanabe. And Akeno has also voiced Guy Susugami and Miyabi Hirakawa. Hallie Bullock. Like Bullock from Death Note. Aisha Belka from Demachi Season 2, 3, 4. Like, basically all of Demachi past Season 1. And Gloria Costello from JoJo Part 6, Part 2. Because they couldn't just have one part for it. They had to have 3 parts, which is why I'm never going to cover JoJo, because it's just going to have too many episodes. Sylvia from Konosuba Season 3 and Legend of Crimson. Rita Yuki from To Love Ru, I think that's the main character. Hitch Dreze from Attack on Titan. Oh, wow. I forgot she makes it... Wow, she makes it all the way to the end. I don't even remember her character. And Elizabeth Thompson from Soul Eater, one of Death to Kids' guns, or gun weapons. And also Soul Eater Not. Because why not Soul Eater Not? Moving on to our next character, we have Harold Ekron, and Harold is voiced by Kosei Hirota, And Kase has also voiced Principal Matsukata from Assassination Classroom Season 2, Akane's husband from Higurashi, Saburo Sonosaki from Higurashi Go, Takiji Kuroido from Kill la Kill, and another rather recent addition, Lestrade from Undead Girl Murder Farce, which... I have no clue on what this one's going to be about. What I do know is I gotta get to my next character, who is, has a mouthful of a name, because she reveals her name over time, but her full name, according to my research, is Frul von Jetterzenel Bolland, and Frul is voiced by Romy Park, and Romy has also voiced Genta Igarashi. It feels weird saying Igarashi, because it's so close to Higurashi from Dead Man Wonderland. Ragyo Kiyuin from Kill la Kill. Helene from Monster. Jiro or Forest, and Suryo or Christopher from Pokemon. And Hange Zoe from Attack on Titan. I think I literally forgot to do this, like, the same thing happened with Pokemon, I forgot to put the thing on it. That's embarrassing. Oh, I forgot. There's No Regrets as well, I forgot about that. No Regrets is an odd one, because it comes at the start of the timeline, even before any of the original original Attack on Titan. Don't know why I was saying SEO. I honestly am looking forward to No Regrets because I have not seen it ever, and I love it when I get to watch new content. Our next character, we got a few quick ones. Our next one is Rigolo Deidre, and Rigolo is voiced by Yuya Uchida, and Yuya has also voiced Frankenstein, not Frankenstein like the actual scientist, but it's close enough, from Soul Eater, and obviously Soul Eater not, because he is the teacher there at the school. So it makes sense he would appear in Soul Eater not. Moving quickly on to our next character, we're getting close to the end here. We have Helena. Helena is voiced by Sara Nakayama, and Sara has also voiced Mai Zaizen from Melancholy of Haruri Suzuyama, which is not on my list of anime to watch, but is one I want to cover in what I want to call I want to do a controversial section of my anime. It'd be absolutely fun to do that sort of thing of here's these anime that have the wildest controversies. Now let's go through them and see if we can understand that controversy or not. Moving on to our next character though, we have, we're getting to new characters from the reboot, which actually recontextualizes the original story as Hollow telling it to her daughter, who is Miuri. I apologize for butchering that one. Yeah, this is Hollow's daughter, and Craft and Hollow's daughter. Anyway, Miuri is voiced by Amy Tanaka. Oh no, is it? No, it's not Amy. It's Aimi Tanaka. And Aimi has also voiced Miwa from Absolute Duo. So these are all... I decided to go for multiple animes because I absolutely would love to watch Absolute Duo at some point. And also Plum Ridge from ReZero, which again, not one I wouldn't mind watching. And also Yuzu Shima and Yuzu Meya from ReZero Season 2 as well. I honestly love the openings for ReZero. That's the only reason I would watch the show. Oh, I missed the photo in... Yeah, ReZero has a part 2 as well. Forgot about that one. Moving on to a rather big voice actor for such a small character. Here we have Yare, who is the replacement for Chloe from the original, actually. Which is it's interesting in the fact that Chloe was actually the replacement for Yare in the original, and so they brought back Yare for the reboot as the actual character that was supposed to be there. And, like, literally taking over Chloe's role from the original anime because he was the original in the manga. Yare is voiced by Tomokazu Sugita, who has so many voice acting roles on this list. Tomokazu has also voiced Akuru Akusu from Aha Girl, which is another one I haven't seen yet, but is on the list to watch. Kaiba from Real Story of Devil. Tadaomi Karasuma from Assassination Classroom. Graham Spector from Bakuno OVA. Ova from Bo, which is always a funny title to say. Ruya from Charlotte probably has the best music in any anime, and I could be pretty biased about anime music because, like, I exclusively listen to anime openings, but Charlotte's music, it's on a different level for me. Basso Phil from Cells at Work. Joseph Joestar from JoJo. That's how they get the name. It's like the first two letters of the first and last name. Sugita from Lucky Star, which is such a reference-packed show. Atsushi Maeda from Sakamoto Desuga. And lastly, Marlo Frodenberg from Attack on Titan, but not making it to the final season. And our next character is Guam Evan, but he goes by Evan. His last name's more normal than his first name. Evan here is voiced by Atsushi Abe, which I have talked about before. He has popped up in previous stuff, I think. But yeah, Atsushi has also voiced Kyuichi Sakakibara from Another, and Another the Other, which is technically canon, which is a bizarre thing to think about. That is technically a canon episode. Oh my gosh. Shinji Inui from Initial D Season 5 and 6. And lastly, Yu Kotegawa from To Love Ru. Moving on to our next voice actor, where I'm pretty sure I didn't forget their picture. Yeah, I didn't. We have Elsa Stingheim. Definitely German in some aspect. And Elsa is voiced by Lin, and Lin has also voiced Shigeru Miura from Death Parade, Hakeku 8787 from Sales at Work Code Black, Perla Pussy from JoJo Part 6 Part 3, Lily from No Game No Life. Why do I have the No Game No Life poster here? It's No Game No Life 0 that I have in my notes. Yeah, I have the wrong poster. Riha from Plastic Memories. Honestly, I don't remember Riha at all. Shieta Synthesis 12 from SEO Alicization War of Underworld. And of course Part 2. And lastly, Gilda from Promised Neverland. The only saving grace in this situation is that SEO didn't end up last. But then we got Promised Neverland Season 2, which was just as bad. Next up, we have Franz Stingham, and Franz is voiced by Naomi Kusumi. I don't know if it's the wrong picture or his name just happens to be Naomi. I'm not going to judge. But Naomi has also voiced Jack from JoJo, Father Nijimura from JoJo Part 4, and Reiner's father from Attack on Titan Season 4. That's all I have there. And now for the last character. I don't even know how important this character is to the story, but we have Bishop Mendez, and Mendez is voiced by Kazuhiro Yamaji, and Kazuhiro has also voiced, he has the upcoming role as Mario from Assassination Classroom movie Mina no Jikan. The reason why it wasn't included in previous ones was I've only found out about this last night. And apparently this is supposed to be like a 10-year anniversary project, taking the episode, like the content that wasn't covered in the original anime, and making it into a movie. And apparently it's supposed to come out March 20th, according to what I see down in the bottom right corner. Excited for that. Dragon from the Rarara X2 show, Reinhard Dinger from Monster, and Kenny Ackman from Attack on Titan seasons 3 and 4. Henry Henderson, who has like the most Walrus like beard I've ever seen, from Spy Family, which has a season 3. Oh my! The fact that has a season 3 is just that's gonna cause some panic for me. And lastly, Shozu Yuki, who is Asuna's father from SEO Extra Edition, and SEO's Progressive Movie 1, Aria of a Starless Night. At least we're ending on a good note, I would say, because Aria of a Starless Night was actually really good as an anime, or anime movie to be exact. But that's the last character on my list. I hope you guys did enjoy this. This was actually a fun dive into the Spice and Wolf like sort of universe. But for now, for YouTube, links will be in the description to both the channels and the Twitch figures. Go check out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next video comes out. A ding, a ding. I'm Psycrafter out.